Daryl, victory at Siddall last Saturday, but at a cost. I'm thinking about Jerry McGilvery's injury.
Oh yeah, it's disappointing. It's part of the game, isn't it? But we haven't quite got the full picture yet. But obviously, to see Jerry get injured is disappointing. It's a tricep injury, but the severity of it, we're not 100% at the moment. But look, part of the game. It is what it is. I just hope it's not too bad once we get the full picture and we'll get Jerry back out there as soon as we can.
You said you had to respect Siddall, and you certainly did, though, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I thought sometimes it's about respecting the game as well and the way the game should be played. And we went a little bit lateral at times in the first half, and they would, to be fair to them, got after us and got under our skin and forced a couple of errors. I thought we defended well all the way through. We were pretty dominant and our line speed was great. But yeah, half time it was looking tricky. I just felt we just needed to settle down and play a little bit more direct. And the way the boys executed after the half time break was exceptional, I thought.
Was that your message at half time?
Yeah, a little bit more direct. Keep our heads, don't get rattled. I thought we just needed to build a little bit more pressure, get a couple of repeat sets, which Gailey got one first set, and then it all sort of stemmed from there. I thought, like I said, we defended really well. We didn't have much defence to do in the second half because we just had complete control of the game. But first half, we sort of handed them, and they earned some of everything they wanted. Really, they got a bit niggly. They got a couple of penalties on the back of us getting rattled by the way they were going about the game. So fair play to them. They did a pretty good job in the first half. But the second half, I just felt that our dominance physically probably took hold of the game, and it was I thought a really good performance the second half.
And a lot of that dominance for me was Luke Gale stepping up and being more involved.
Yeah, what he had to do with Mason getting sent off, then we only had one half, so we just said to Gailey, play both sides of the field, you'll get control of the game. And he did. I thought he kicked well. He controlled the game really well. He ran a bit and really challenged them with his running game. So yeah, he was up there. Thought Pitsy, thought Doyle off the bench was exceptional. Caleb is playing really well. It's good to see Isaiah out there for his first game. I thought he was good. And a lot of our players playing really well. Obviously, opposition is he's a little bit lesser standard wise, but you only play what's in front of you. And I thought second half was a really dominant, controlled, professional performance.
You've mentioned two or three of the players here. I was going to ask you about the form and how they're developing for Ollie Pratt and for Tommy Doyle.
Yeah, Thomas has been. He was someone who I didn't really know before this year. I'd seen a little bit of Oliver. But Doyle has been, I just think he's been growing week on week. He came in, and there's a couple of bits of his game as a 9 that were a little bit scrappy and sharp, and he's really tidied a lot of those little subtle skill things up. And then what he has got is intent and toughness, and he trains like he plays 100 mile an hour all the time. So I have to reel him back in a little bit in training now and again, but once you let him go, I thought he was really, really good at the weekend. And Pratt he's a really good player. I don't think he started the game real well. He offloaded, then he made an error, a couple of things under pressure that you'd want him to be a little bit better with. But then you give him a little bit of space, and athletically he's a pretty talented boy. So yeah, I didn't think his start were great, but he did some really good things in the game, and he's growing as a player all the time.
So from the Challenge Cup, we're back to the 1895 Cup this weekend. We're going to Featherstone Rovers, aren't we, to play Newcastle. They've had a lot of points scored against them in the last 2 games. What have you said to the players? Is it a question of respecting them again?
Yeah, respect the game, respect your opposition, do what you need to do, but don't get too carried away. You've got to set a foundation for every game that you play. And they were only 18-12 down against Sheffield at half-time last week. I think they've made some changes. They look a little bit stronger. And I'll make a few changes this week. A couple of injuries, obviously, and probably give a couple of players who've been on the fringes an opportunity and see what they can do. But yeah, I think it's really important that we maintain our standards and our levels over the start of this season, because it is very jumpy in terms of competitions and standard of opposition. So for us is focus on us and make sure we're where we need to be with our performance levels.
Mason Lee no sent off as yet. We haven't heard anything from Rugby League's disciplinary. Do we know what's happening there?
No, I'm still waiting to hear, and there's zero evidence apart from what the touch judge thought he'd seen. There's nothing there from the video. He comes down behind the incident. I mean, I thought they were pretty poor how they went about that, patting Ian Thornley on the top of the head, and then he gets slapped on the back of the head. But I don't think Mason's done anything. He assures me he hasn't. He's not that kind of player. So there's no evidence, and when things are players are sort of coming in from all different angles, it's pretty difficult to see that. So look, fingers crossed on that one.
But if Mason is suspended, is Miles Lawford ready to go?
Well, he's ready to go anyway. He'll play this week, Miles. He's always going to play this week. I spoke to him as I named the team last week and said, look, next week you'll be playing. So he gets an opportunity to show what he's about again. He's started pretty well. He's played 2 games now. Thought the second game, the last time he played for us, he was really good. And he gets a chance to build on that this week.
Isaiah Van Gennard took a knock. Josh Bowden took a knock in training the week before. How are those 2 guys doing?
Yeah, I think Josh will be fine. Isaiah will leave him till back end of the week, but hopefully he'll be okay. But if he's not right, then we'll be fine.
Thanks for joining us, Daryl, and all the best for Sunday.
Thank you.